Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Supreme Medium Diviner. Today I am here to give you an update on Ziyah Harris, a missing 13-year-old that went missing from Detroit, Michigan back in January the 9th of 2024 this year. Before we get into it, if you have not subscribed to me, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified when I drop a video, and by all means please share this video because we need to get this out here. So a lot of y'all are probably wondering, let's go ahead and get into it. You've been waiting for a minute. Why am I wanting to give an update today? My video that I did on Ziyah, I believe, it's probably been about a month now, and I told you guys that because I have spoken to the family, that out of respect I just wanted to keep all my findings to myself, and if there's anything I need to do, I would share with the family. Well, being that I'm a medium, right, and the type of work that I do, when things need to be put out and I know it, that's going to hinder me, and you'll understand why when I get into it. Ziyah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Ziyah is no longer living. When I did my first video of Ziyah, I knew she was deceased. And the family knows she is deceased. So before anybody comes in and is like, you know, why would you say this? I'm a medium. Although I channel the living as well, I know when I'm in front and talking to a deceased person, okay? And we need to go ahead and get that out there. Okay, at this point, we are looking for a body, okay? So, with that being said, Ziyah will not let me rest until I get this out. And I do not have any respect for the family. The family disgusts me. Like, literally disgusts me. This case with Ziyah has broken my heart. A 13-year-old girl should not have went through what she went through. And before we go any further, when I say the family, I'm talking about everybody except Roxy. Ziyah needed Roxy. She needed someone to come in from out of town to assist in finding her. Okay? So we need to go ahead and put that out there. She needed Roxy. Because the people here, they failed her. And I'm quite disgusted. So, this is for Ziyah. And you guys in the city of Detroit have shown so much, you know, input, have given so much input, have shown so much support in finding Ziyah. Okay? So, Ziyah is missing. I know there's a lot of speculation about her being abused, essayed. I'm not going to say that that was not an issue. But her missing, the circumstances behind her missing are not due to that. Okay? The circumstances behind her missing is due to drug activity. If you want to blame somebody, you need to blame Ziyah's mother, and you need to blame Ziyah's father. Yes, Ziyah's mother, Ziyah's father. After the day that I did my first video. No, let me back up. And if I'm sounding all over the place, it's because it's a lot of information. First of all, there's root work that was being done to keep this case quiet, to keep it quiet about what's going on. How I knew that was when Mia and Roxy first did the live. I couldn't get on her live. Whenever I work with someone and there's someone trying to intervene, especially when I work with people who have hexes on them, there's always something that prevents them to be able to talk to me or get to me. It takes them a while to be able to do that. And if anybody was following this that night, y'all know that whole fiasco, right? So I knew right then there was some root work being done. But it wasn't until some weeks later that I could confirm that. Okay, so I'm just going to start at the beginning, okay? So I was contacted by a family member. And again, this is not Roxy. So everyone that I'm talking about, this excludes Roxy. All right. I was contacted by family member who wanted to be kept under the radar. Two somebodies. These two somebodies are the ones who said that they reported some instances with Naziyah to Child Protective Services. Okay. I spoke with them on the telephone. They reached out to me, provided their phone number, wanted to do a mediumship of Naziyah. So we did that. Okay. What disgusts me about this is that they named every family member, including her mother, including uncles, including her grandmother. They wanted to know how Naziyah felt about each and every one of those people. When Naziyah said that her mother does not love her, they defended her mother. And I'm disgusted by that. And you'll know why in a little bit. One of them actually had the audacity to tell me that 2 years ago, they seen this situation with Naziyah and said that everybody was looking for her. And they found her in a green field. And she looked like she was sleeping. But of course, she's deceased. Now, as a medium, I can see Naziyah. I can hear Naziyah. I was telling them what she was saying. I was telling them her facial expressions. Naziyah was very angry. Is angry. And when I told them that Naziyah said she begged y'all to help her, both started crying. Both started crying. I'm talking about baby boo-hoo crying on the phone. Those were tears of guilt. And if you ask me, telling me that this happened to Naziyah, that sounds like a confession to me. So here's where I got really annoyed. Is that they said, well, they wanted to work with me and they was going to, give me some things. And once I tell them some more things after channeling Naziyah. So the next day comes and I'm asking questions because I channeled Naziyah some more and they can't answer me. They have no update. They went ghost. Haven't heard from them since. And now I understand why Naziyah was so angry when I was speaking to them with her. Because they didn't really try to help her. They just wanted to know what I knew. And the crazy part of it, Naziyah led me. Remember I told you guys that they were asking me, we're asking Naziyah, because when you do a mediumship, the dead, they can hear you. They were asking Naziyah how she felt about certain family members. And Naziyah led me to one of the family members that they asked me about. So when I went back and told them that and I had questions, all of a sudden they didn't know anything. But they were the ones who presented this person to me first. Okay? What Naziyah did was she took me through a story. You got to understand that. It was not only just about her. It was about the situation and the things that she saw and things that led up to her situation. Okay? There is a picture of Naziyah that's on social media that Naziyah would not let me unsee. Every time I opened my phone, I saw this picture of her. And she has this jacket on. And I told myself that that picture means something. So when I'm channeling Naziyah, and just to let you know, these channels that I do, I go to her with spirit in my sleep. That means I'm going to where she's at. I was also doing channelings while awake, but when I wanted to get more and deeper, I went to her in my sleep. So Naziyah led me to the purchase of the jacket that's in this photo. And she was showing me her shopping. And I told myself, I said, if I can find out, I knew if I found out who purchased that jacket, that's the person that I need to look into the most. Well, I did some more researching and channeling, and I found out who purchased the jacket. Her mother purchased the jacket. Now, during this time, Naziyah was also showing me a lot of things, a lot of money. The reason why you guys have been misled with the essay in the abuse is because her missing is behind drug activity. It's not just one person, it's an organization. That's why I said it's way bigger than Ziyah. This is a huge operation, but it has trickled down to her mother. There was this lump sum of money. And when I'm talking about lump sum, I'm not talking about no chunk change. I'm not talking about, little bands. I'm talking about a lot of money that her mother had. And there was a man with her mother that also had access to this. Ziyah was taken because it was due to her mother and this money. Her mother actually has seen Ziyah since she's been missing. But her mother does not know where she is at. That is one thing that is true. She has seen Ziyah through this time, but now she doesn't know where her body is. She doesn't know where her body is. Her father knew what happened as well with her. And he knew it was behind drug activity as well. Okay? That's why I said y'all deserve to know the truth. Her grandmother allowed these people to take her. She was so angry. And her grandmother said, baby, they're not going to hurt you. She allowed them to take her. They know who got her. They know why they got her. But they don't know where her body is. Okay? And like I said, this is disgusting. Disgusting. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys the key things that Ziyah told me in hopes to find her. There's a street in Detroit, Michigan called Quinn Street. That means something to Ziyah. Indiana Avenue in Detroit means something to Ziyah. The word Slauson in Ann Arbor, Michigan means something to Ziyah. The boy that is going around called Making the Streets Cry, I did some research on him. He is associated by relation, by kin, by blood, to someone that lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. That is 4 minutes away from the Slauson Middle School. If you guys have been following this, Ziyah would not stop saying Slauson, just like she would not stop saying Freddie. Okay? From what I found out, Ann Arbor is a location that was pinged with someone that the police were looking into. Okay? So, what we have is family members who have lied this whole time. Family members who have known her whereabouts. Okay? How do I know this? I channel Ziyah, but I also channel them. I haven't got to everybody, not yet, but I got to enough to get the information that I needed. The root work seemed to be coming from her father's side. Okay? The root work seemed to be coming from her father's side. I don't know what he did, but he had a lot of money. Okay? He had a lot of money, and he knew. I was not interested in her father until Ziyah, I was cooking dinner one night. It was on a Thursday night. She would not stop saying his name. And also, the first night that I channeled Ziyah, there was somebody that was saying that somebody died. And I know her father died about a couple of weeks ago. So she was already kind of leading me up to that. The mother is being kept quiet because there is somebody that said, you're not going to mess this up for me. So they're keeping her quiet. That mother will break like a twig. Okay? She will break like a twig. She doesn't know where she's at, but she has seen Ziyah. She does know what happened. All right? And the reason why I'm doing this now is because it's gotten to the point where Ziyah will not let me rest. Okay? And I feel like people are being protected and they didn't even protect her. They didn't even protect her. The guy that's already in jail, Jarvis, he did have something to do with her disappearance. But it's not what you guys think. It's not centered around the molestation. It's not centered around that. It's not at all. Not at all. The little girl, she kept telling me she wanted me to look into the little girl named Janiyah. She worries about Janiyah. And I was able to look in Janiyah, and when I looked into Janiyah, Janiyah confirmed some information that Naziah had already gave me. Okay? So she's concerned. So somebody needs to look out for that child's safety and probably all the other children in the home. Okay? So y'all deserve to know the truth, like I said. Don't trust anyone in the family. If the police really want to solve this case, if they have not already, they would crack down on the mother. That's who will break. Okay? That's who will break. I hope that Naziah is found soon. If her body is found, a lot of questions will be answered. I will tell you that. Naziah is tired. Okay? She's tired. She's hurt. She's afraid. Other things that mean something to Naziah is where she's at. It's railroad. It's a train. Okay, she's near tracks. There's a train. I always hear the train. I always hear it, and it's like a small opening, almost like a little ditch where she's at. Other people will think she's sleeping. She looks like she's sleeping, but she's not. Other mediums have reached out to me, and they have, to some degree, described that as well, but they think she's sleeping, and she's not sleeping. They always say, but she's sleeping, though. They gave her something, she's asleep. And I want to tell them so bad. I know she looks like she's sleeping, but she's not sleeping. Okay? She's not sleeping. The area where they found her shoes, that means something to her too. Okay. If I hadn't said it, there's a high school that means something to her, and I think that's the high school that's on like the west side. It's like about 30 or 40 minutes from where she lived. That means something. Whenever I ask her where she's at, she's always on that side. Okay. And so I'm still going to assist Naziah. I'm not going to stop. But Naziah needed for me to get this out for her. And like I said, I don't respect the family. I'm disgusted by the family. I don't even see how they look at themselves. I don't. Not at all. So I hope this answered a lot of you guys' questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. And we want justice for Naziah. And again, if you have not subscribed to me, please subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified. And please share this. We want justice for Naziah. And I'll talk to you guys later.